Hello friends, my name is Elise Entzenberger and today we are going to do an EFT tap for job seekers, emotional freedom technique. If you've never done tapping before, you can follow along with me. I'll tap on the different spots and you just tap with me and repeat back what I'm saying. The most important part of tapping is that you only say things that are truly resonant with you. So if I say something and it doesn't make sense for you or it's not true for you, change the words to what is true for you. This is your practice and you are empowered to make it your own. You might need some tissues, a glass of water, or maybe a journal if you like to take notes when things come up. But keep tapping whatever you're doing, even if you're drinking water or taking notes, so that you can stay embodied in the process. I decided to do this tap for job seekers because I myself have been job seeking. It is currently December and I have been job seeking since October, and I've had some dark days, some dark weeks, but I'm feeling on the up and up. My applications have gotten a lot more traction and I'm in third round interviews with some companies that I'm really excited about. However, it took me a while to get there, and it also tapping helped me to get through some of the mindset issues around it. I'm switching to a new industry, so I'm breaking into this industry for the first time, and that has proved to be the most difficult part. So it has really challenged a lot of what I have thought about myself, my self-esteem. It's challenged the skills that I bring to the table, and I've come out in a better, more grounded and whole place. But tapping definitely helped me get through some of that. So if you are moving through job seeking right now and you're having a hard time finding your next position, I created this for you. This is a resource for you because I've been there, I am there, and because you are going to get through it. You are going to get that job eventually. But I do think that tapping really helps us to move through some of our unconscious beliefs that limit us from the things that we really want and desire. And at the very least, if nothing else, tapping can just help you feel better in the moment. So if you're feeling really despairing or depressed or fearful or ashamed, tapping can help move through those feelings so that you're not carrying them around. So let's get started. If you've never tapped before, I'll have you feel around on the front of your chest for a tender or sore spot, maybe in your pectoral muscles or near your armpits and your upper breast tissue. And once you find a spot that's a little bit more tender than the rest, you can massage gently and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is just to get the body warmed up. Let's do it one more time. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And now repeating after me, tapping on the chest. Even though I am job seeking right now, I still deserve to take time for self-care. Does that feel true? If it's not true for you, you can say, I'm open to taking time for self-care. Repeating after me. There's a part of me that feels like I should just be putting all of my time towards applying. There's a part of me that wonders if tapping is really going to help my external situation. And that's okay. Tapping in between the eyes. Deep breath. I have been job seeking for how long? Say how long you've been job seeking. And there's a part of me that wonders how long it's going to take. There's a part of me that wonders how long I'm going to feel this way. So what feelings are you feeling during your job search? What's the most prominent feeling? Is it fear, anxiety, scarcity, tapping over the lips? Is it stress? Is it tension? Is it despair? Pick a feeling that you feel like is most prominent. Tapping under the lips and repeating after me. Even though I have this feeling of anxiety, I'll say, even though I have this feeling of, name your feeling, I am still worthy of self-care. If that doesn't feel true, I'm open to being worthy of self-care. Tapping on the chest. This feeling, and name the feeling whenever I say this feeling. So this feeling, close your eyes and say it again, the feeling. Say the name of the feeling. So this anxiety, where do you feel it in your body? So tune in. Notice if you feel it anywhere physically in your body. And if you don't initially, that's okay. You can pick a spot that feels tense in general. So for me, I'm carrying this anxiety in my solar plexus and kind of in my stomach. Repeating after me. This anxiety that I feel in my solar plexus, or this fear that I feel in my throat, wherever you feel it. Tapping on the front of the ribs. It's okay that I feel this feeling. I am allowed to feel this feeling. I don't have to change this feeling right now. I don't have to change this feeling ever. I've gotten through life this far with this feeling. Tapping on the side of the ribs. If you were wearing a bra, that's where you would tap. You can tap like this too if you prefer. I like the hug. Feels better on my wrists. So repeating after me. Tuning back into where that feeling is. I don't have to change this feeling. I've gotten along this far with it. I'm just noticing it right now. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm accepting this feeling where it is. Tapping between the eyes. Even though I'm feeling this feeling, I'm open to respecting and loving myself. Or I respect and love myself. Tapping on the side of the eyes. Even though I've carried around this feeling for so long, how long have you had this feeling? Do you recall the first time that you felt it? Do you recall an earlier memory of feeling it? If you do, how old were you? Was it last year? Was it when you were 8 years old? Do you associate any memories with it? Just recalling. Tapping on the front of the cheeks. Even though I have felt this feeling since I was however old, I'm open to loving and respecting myself. There's a part of me that thinks that this feeling should go away, that I should be over this by now. Tapping under the lips. There's another part of me that thinks this feeling is helping me, that I don't want to get rid of this feeling. So what is this feeling doing for you? Is it protecting you? Is it giving you momentum? Is it keeping you safe from something like rejection? Are you punishing yourself? Like, I should have a job by now, so I deserve to feel this feeling. What is this feeling doing for you? It's possible this feeling is keeping me from the very thing that I want. The job that I want, the success that I want. Even though I feel like this feeling is protecting me or keeping me safe or punishing me, whatever it is the thing that you chose, what is that feeling doing for you? So even though this feeling is doing this thing for me, I'm open to giving myself compassion anyway. So even though this anxiety is keeping me safe from rejection, I'm open to giving myself compassion anyway. Tuning back into the feeling. How does it feel now? Tapping on the front of the ribs. Does it still feel the same? Is it more intense? Is it less intense? Has it expanded? Tapping on the wrist, either hand, just inside. Deep breath. Even though I'm having this feeling, it's okay. I'm sending myself compassion. I'm sending myself acceptance to the feeling. Tapping on the thumb at the nail. I'm allowing this feeling to expand. So if the feeling is really tight, allowing it to have a little bit more space. If the feeling is really intense and hard, allowing a little bit more softness. If it feels really constricting, allowing it to expand into other parts of your body. So just softening into it a little bit. This feeling is allowed to be here. Repeating after me, tapping on the top of the pointer finger. This feeling has served me really well. Tapping on the middle finger. I'm really grateful to myself for trying to protect myself for so long. I'm grateful to myself for trying to keep myself motivated or keep myself in line. This feeling has served me for a while, but it's no longer serving the person I'm becoming. Tapping on the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm open to releasing this feeling. My higher self is ready to dissolve this feeling from my body. But my persona is very threatened by change. My ego is very threatened by change. Tapping on the top of the pinky. Noticing how you might feel. Noticing the objections your ego might have. This is your chance to rant. What are the objections your ego has? Like, I need to keep this feeling around because how else will I maintain motivation? And maybe I deserve to feel this way. And I should be scared because I'm about to run out of money. Or I should be anxious because where is my next job going to come from? Just rant it all out and give your ego a little space and compassion. This part of me is trying to keep me safe. Tapping on the side of the hand and repeating after me. This part of me is trying to keep me safe. This part of me is trying to think about the future. This part of me is trying to prepare for the worst. This part of me is also not the only place that has wisdom. This part of me doesn't have to be in the driver's seat. This part of me can stay, but it doesn't have to be the only voice I hear. It's not my only source of truth. My body also is a source of truth. My sensations are also a source of truth. Tapping on the top of the head. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm open to releasing this feeling that I have around job seeking. So checking in, how does that feeling feel now? If it still feels intense, you can keep tapping on it. If it's still perfectly intact, that's okay. If it's loosening up a little bit, that's great too. And we're going to move on. But before we do, repeating after me, it's perfectly okay how I feel right now. It's perfectly okay where this feeling is. I'm exactly where I should be. Tapping between the eyebrows. There's a part of me that really wants success in my job search. Okay, so what does success in your job search look like for you? You can describe it now as you're tapping on the side of your eyes. It looks like having a job with really great benefits. It looks like having the perfect part-time job to support me while I'm building my business. It looks like having a team that I love working with. It looks like making a certain amount of money. It looks like having a supportive mentor and boss. It looks like not having a boss. Whatever it looks like for you, describing your success. There's a part of me that really wants this. Tapping over the lips. There's another part of me that's afraid to have this. Oh, yeah. So the part of you that's afraid to have it, tapping under the lips, what are you afraid of? What are your quiet objections to having this success? So here's your chance to rant about this. I'm afraid to have this job, or I'm afraid to have this success because I'm afraid it will take away all of my free time. I'm afraid I will have to compromise my values. I'm afraid of working for another team or for another person. I'm afraid I'm never going to fit in. I'm afraid I have to hide parts of myself. I'm afraid of what I'll have to do if I do make that amount of money. I'm afraid of the responsibility that will come with taking on a job like that. I'm afraid of the responsibility that will come with making that amount of cash, or having those kinds of benefits, or having that kind of work schedule. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid of the visibility that it might bring to me. What if people start looking towards me as a mentor or a leader? I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid to be seen like that. It's scary. What are you afraid of? List all those fears. Take a deep breath. And tapping on the front of the ribs, repeating after me. Even though I'm afraid, I offer myself compassion. Even though I'm afraid, I offer myself acceptance. Tapping on the side of the ribs. It's perfectly normal for me to be afraid. It's perfectly reasonable for me to be afraid. I have never experienced anything like this, and so it's very threatening to my persona. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Tapping on the wrist. It's okay that I feel this fear. I'm allowing this fear to exist right now and just noticing it with neutrality. And now we're going to notice it with acceptance. I accept this part of me that feels afraid. This part of me is just trying to keep myself safe. This part of me is trying to keep me in my comfort zone. This part of me is trying to remain in the familiar because I know I can survive in the familiar. Tapping on the pointer finger. I'm ready to grow past this, even if it means feeling afraid sometimes. Tapping on the middle finger. There's a part of me that's ready to grow past this, even if it means changing what I think. There's a part of me that's ready to grow past this, even if it means letting go of old beliefs. It's possible that this fear is creating the exact thing that I'm afraid of. It's possible that the fear of making more money is creating my money problems to begin with. It's possible that this fear of giving up my free time is taking up all my free time. Tapping on the pinky. It's possible that this fear of whatever you fear, what is the thing? Say it now. This fear of is creating the very thing I'm afraid of, or is taking the very thing that I want. It's possible this fear is not even my fear. It's possible I inherited this fear from who? So who does this fear sound like? Does it sound like a parent, a teacher, a mentor, someone you grew up with, society, culture, expectations of who you were supposed to be? Who put those expectations on you? tapping between the eyebrows. It's possible this fear is not even mine. Repeating after me. I'm open to releasing these beliefs that aren't even mine and reclaiming my true beliefs. I'm ready to move into a fuller sense of myself. Who would I be without this fear? So ask yourself, who would you be without this fear? What would you feel like without this fear? What would you focus on without this fear? So I encounter a lot of clients who are deeply engaged with their own emotional work and processing, who have their pet problems, and sometimes fear is one of them, where it's like, I've been working on this fear for so long, there's no way I could get rid of it. What would I even work on next? Like, I've been working on it for several years now. How could I even just overcome this so quickly? And then what would I even focus on? Who would I even be? Like, it becomes a part of your identity. Like, oh, I am this person who fears. I am this person who's afraid of this thing. Or I am this person who feels depressed around my job search. Who would you be without these feelings? Tapping on the front of the ribs. I'm open to releasing these feelings from my body now. Deep breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And if you don't feel that way, that's okay. You can say, I'm open to one day releasing these feelings. Tapping on the side of the ribs. I'm exactly where I should be. I'm learning the things that I should learn in this moment. There are no shoulds. There are no have-tos. I just am. I deserve my own love and affection right where I am. Or I'm open to giving myself love and affection right where I am, right now, with or without a job, with or without my dream job. So, what do you want to feel like? Tapping on the wrist. Switch hands if you haven't yet. Imagine getting that dream job. What are the feelings that you think it would give you? Oh, it would give me confidence. It would give me validation. It would give me stability. It would give me financial success and feelings of financial success. It would give me material expansion. It would give me a leadership role, or for people to hear and see my merit. What would it give you? And what are those feelings associated with what it would give you? Well, if people really saw what I could do, I could feel more confident. I could feel more valued. Well, valued's not a feeling. I could feel more excited about my work. So listing a feeling that actually has to do with the way that you're feeling and not with the way someone else perceives you. So not like, oh, I would feel valued, because that's outside of you. Or I would feel more recognized. Like, that's not a feeling, right? That's a value outside of you. So I would feel a feeling. I would feel excited. I would feel happy. I would feel easeful. I would feel calm, confident, peaceful. What are those feelings that you want to feel by getting that new job? It's possible I can feel these feelings at any time. So what are like the top 3 feelings you want to feel? For me, it would be stability, excitement, and groundedness. Well, that's stability. So I'll say stability, excitement, and abundance, financial abundance. So it's possible I can already feel the feelings of stability, excitement, and abundance right now. What are your 3 feelings? Repeat after me. It's possible I can feel these 3 feelings right now. So pick the one that you want to feel the most. The one I want to feel the most right now is abundance. It's possible I can feel abundant right now. It's possible this feeling is already available to me. Tapping on the side of the eyes. I'm allowing this feeling to expand in my body. I'm allowing myself to generate more of this feeling. I'm allowing myself to receive the benefits of this feeling. I'm so grateful to myself for taking the time to generate more of this feeling. What's the second feeling? For me, it's stability. Okay, let's talk about the second feeling. What does it feel like to have this feeling? Like, how does it feel in your body to feel whatever it is, stability for me? Imagining that feeling in your body. And if that's hard, it's okay, just try. If you don't feel anything right now, that's okay. Tapping the front of your ribs. I'm allowing myself to receive more of this feeling. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to generate more of this feeling. Tapping the wrist. I'm grateful to myself for receiving more of this feeling. Tapping the thumb. I love and respect myself as I'm learning to create more of this feeling in my life. Deep breath. Tapping the pointer finger. There's a part of me that feels uncomfortable with this feeling. I'm not sure if I deserve it. It feels unfamiliar. But I'm softening to it anyway. I'm opening myself to receiving anyway, even if receiving feels vulnerable. Tapping the bottom of the 4th finger. Deep breath. Now thinking about that 3rd feeling. Mine was, excitement. What was your 3rd feeling? I'm open to feeling more of this feeling right now. I'm open to feeling more excitement right now. I'm open to expanding this feeling right now. I'm open to receiving more of this feeling in my life, regardless of outcome, regardless of what I'm working through right now, regardless of where I am in my job search. I'm allowed to feel this feeling right now. So tapping all over the body for a moment and just allowing all of those feelings to sink in. If that feels really hard, that's okay. Just noticing where you are and at least sending yourself some gratitude for allowing yourself to explore some possible alternative feelings and exploring all of the hard feelings that you already went through. Tapping the top of the head. And tapping the chest. Quick check-in. How are you feeling now? How was that original painful feeling or tough feeling? Does it still feel the same? Does it feel a little bit softer? You can always come back and do this tap again. let's close it out. Excuse me, with a few more taps. So tapping on the side of the head. I'm so grateful to myself for giving myself time. I'm grateful for giving myself care. I'm grateful for trying this crazy thing, this tapping. I'm grateful for listening to my body. Tapping the side of the eyes. It's okay if I don't have everything figured out right this second. I can always tap on my own, or I can return to this tap and play it again. Tapping over the lips. I'm grateful to myself for seeing some new possibilities and for exploring these hard feelings around job seeking. It's possible some new ideas might visit me, like how to reiterate on my resume, or someone I should reach out to, or someone I should follow up with. And I'm willing to act on those feelings. I'm willing to act on that insight. I'm open to any information that my body might receive. And I'm also grateful for this time that I took. Regardless of where I am in my job search, I love and accept myself right here and right now. I deserve my own love and my own acceptance, and I give myself that. Or, if that's hard to say, I'm open to giving myself that. Done. How do you feel now? Do you need to write some insights down? Do you think there's somebody that you might need to reach out to? Or there's something that you might need to do to further your job search? Or do you need to just give yourself permission to take a whole afternoon off and stretch and do pleasurable things? That might be really helpful for your search too. Either way, I empathize with where you are, and I believe in you. And this job search is not going to be forever. It is uncovering gems of wisdom for you, wherever you are in it, as long as you are open to receive them. So I hope that this helped, and leave me a comment below if there is a tap that you want to see on any particular subject. I am always open to suggestions. Or subscribe to my YouTube channel, pass this video along. Let's spread these good vibes and spread this very effective technique. And I hope to see you again soon. Blessings, friends. Bye.